How actors succeed at auditions. As a success coach, I receive some emails from aspiring actors, and they ask me, how should I behave at auditions? How do I get the role? What if I get rejected, and so forth? So I'd like to share with the public a few things that I share or have shared with my students in the past 25 years. First of all, getting rejected in an audition is a good thing. Okay? You might not think so, but I think so. It's a good thing because it shows that whatever you were rejected from is not right for you and something better is on its way. Okay? So the first thing I'd like you to do is to reframe what rejection means. I know from personal experience and from working with many people that getting rejected is almost always a stroke of luck. When you get that fantastic role that fits just to you one day because you didn't take that other role because you got rejected from it, you'll be thanking the universe that you got rejected. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is that I'm a great fan of appearing at the audition as the role you're auditioning for. Okay, I'd even I always recommended that people who are auditioning for a film role, they go out and get the clothing they need to be that role, so that you completely dominate the set with that role. You fill the whole set out. The casting director or movie director sees you, and you're just in that role so much that they can't help but see the obvious, that you're the right one for the role. Okay? So if you can purchase clothing or props or anything that will make you feel that you have the role, that you are that person, the better. Now, in regards to preparation, I recommend a mix of focusing and letting go, focusing and letting go, focusing and letting go. So if you get a text to rehearse, often you don't get the text for rehearsal, but sometimes you do. If you get it, I recommend you memorize it to a point where it's second nature. Okay? And when you speak the role, see if you can stay natural. You're not playing a role, you're being the person. Okay? There's a difference between being that person and playing the role. Playing the role is a mind thing, an intellectual thing. It's fake. Everybody can feel it. But being that person is a feeling. Okay? You might want to get a friend of yours to ask you questions while you answer as that person, as that role. Get you into it more deeply. So they might ask, who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What did you do this morning? And so forth. So that you can actually feel that role. Before choosing auditions to go to, choose wisely. Choose only that which is right for you. Okay? You're usually up against dozens of other people, sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands of other actors, and you don't want to waste your time choosing roles where you intuitively feel they're not for you. Succeeding as an actor, or succeeding in anything, is more a matter of intuition necessarily than really hard work. Sure, work is part of it, but intuition is at least 50%. It's having the right feeling of where you belong, where you don't belong. Okay, so choose your roles wisely. Choose that which just matches you naturally, which is so effortless for you that you could instantly begin working that role tomorrow. Now, in focusing, letting go, when you rehearse, I recommend you let go of rehearsing on the day of the audition, that you don't rehearse at all. By then, you should have rehearsed it to a point that it's second nature. Why do I recommend not rehearsing on the day it happens? Because on that day, you should just chill out. You should calm down. You shouldn't get yourself worked up or nervous. You should assume that it's going to come out of you the way it should. You should assume that what you practiced is already in your subconscious. And by practicing on the last day or right before the audition, you kind of contradict that calm, that smooth confidence, okay, as if you still needed practice. And the same, by the way, applies to study at the university or writing tests. You should study, but then shortly before the test starts, you should let go and assume it's just going to come out of your subconscious. Okay? Now, when you show up at the audition, you show up as a success. You don't show up as a person who doesn't have any roles, doesn't have any work, is desperate to get the job. In fact, don't talk much about yourself at all. Don't reveal much of anything about yourself. It's good not to be chatty and talk too much about yourself. It is good to talk about the role, to talk about what's of interest to the director or the casting agent or whoever it is that's monitoring you, testing you. Another important thing is to just have a connection with the auditioner. Okay, when you enter the room, take up eye contact and just have a general sense of appreciation with whoever's auditioning you, of understanding, of acknowledgement. Don't look down or away, but be fully present. Never ever take out your smartphone as if you got some other appointment, as if you were important or something. Don't do that. Just leave your phone away and be connected to whoever's there, as well as to yourself. Okay, so at the moment you're auditioning, you put all your attention back to yourself and to your role. Okay, first it was on the people auditioning you, and then you go back to yourself and you get fully into the role and you acted like there's no tomorrow. Okay, while at the same time staying natural. Any audition you go to, be meticulously professional. They want a person that they can rely on long term for the shoot of an entire movie or TV show or ad or something. And you want to be, you want to give the impression that they can rely on you, that you're going to show up on time when they shoot. Okay, so always show up on time. Follow set etiquette. Be cordial and friendly. And be well prepared. Know about the role, know about the film, know something about the director. Do your research before you go there. You want to know what you're dealing with. What is the background of the director? What's the movie about? You might want to watch a few clips on YouTube or wherever you find them. And you'll want to read something about what the auditioner or director is into, what they like, what they appreciate. If you find an interview with him, the better. Okay, that's the practical external side of it. And the internal side of it is to know how to visualize yourself a success. Know how to apply my reality creation tools. Goes without saying, I hope. Okay, to know how to put yourself into the state of your wish already fulfilled. And the state of your wish already fulfilled is not the audition, actually. It's the movie itself, playing in the movie itself. That's the state of your wish already fulfilled. So in your visualization, when you relocate your consciousness to what you want. You imagine a film set, the movie already being made, the cameras are there, all kinds of people walking around while you're playing your role. You imagine learning much, much more text. You imagine billboards with your face and your name on it, okay? And you fantasize that way, you imagine that way, bring that feeling into the now, you talk that way, you walk that way, you act that way. That's the inner side. So if you want to succeed at auditions, there's an outer and an inner side. And frankly, you need to keep knocking on the door. Okay, you need to keep knocking, keep going to auditions until you have breakthroughs, until you make it. Because as you have breakthroughs and get roles, these will go on your CV list, and the more you have, the more you get. Right? Like attracts like. And if you're a complete beginner, it's more difficult, of course, because you don't have anything to attract more of. So you want to fill that CV with all kinds of roles, so that the casting agent sees that you've done this, this, and this, and they can put you into that role and suggest you for that role, and so forth. Of course, you also want to have a really good relationship with your casting agent, or model's agent, or actor's agent, or whatever you have. You want to show up once in a while, have new pictures taken, chat, stay in touch. Call, email, just stay in touch. Because your agent is constantly looking at thousands of faces and choosing and suggesting for different roles. And if you go out of your agent's awareness for a while, you might be forgotten. You've got to stay in the awareness field of your agent. Not to the point of being pushy and constantly asking for roles. No, no, that's not what I mean. Just small reminders that you're there. You know, a thank you note when you get a role, a phone call once in a while, or sending your agent new pictures, or new suggestions, new videos, whatever. It's in your relationship to the agent that determines what roles he or she suggests you for. In my 30-year career as a coach, I've helped around 30 to 50 people make themselves a name in the field of acting, appear in movies, appear in ads, appear in television shows, and all of that simply through applying reality creation to the acting field, being meticulous and professional, being well prepared, and simply knocking on the door over and over again. So if you'd like to learn more, feel free to book a coaching session with me. Go to my website, realitycreation.org, click on the coaching icon, and we're good to go. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.